So people actually come out here and work in this heat?
Yeah, but they
Yes.
they use.
Do they have like
That's what
portable fans?
No, that's just like what working people do.
This is exhausting.
Hey guys, today we're talking Farmer Wants a Wife, episode 2. What do we think about episode 2?
Well, you guys didn't get to hear my take on episode 1, so like I guess it's fine because we've got these girls narrowed down here. I really like the farm in California,
Yeah, that's nice.
and obviously, where's the farm with the rich, the law school guy? Where is he?
Missouri.
Missouri?
Kansas City, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take one of those too. If I watched this show back and I went to the other farms and then I saw these other girls go to those farms, I'm like, man, did not choose wisely.
So whose farm are you most impressed with? I mean, John, is it even his farm? We'll call it his farm, but...
Yeah, it's not.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the whole thing, right? You've got two people that it's not really their farm.
Right, exactly.
So,
Yeah, and Colton's got a kind of a tiny place.
Yeah, it does.
yeah.
Yeah. And I like Jay's, man. Jay's farm is nice and homely, and I like the story behind it, right? The family lost it, they sold it, and Jay was able to buy it back, so that was really cool.
Yeah, he got it back, which is cool. But, all right, so let's start off talking about Matt and Jordyn. So all the farmers are having their first time getting to the farm, so...
Yeah, this is Jordan's first time shucking some oysters, man. Yeah.
Yeah, oysters and what? Finger limes. She never had them before on the pier.
I've never even heard of a finger lime, so what's that?
Yeah, Billy, explain.
We got a good view of it right there, man.
It's just a finger lime.
Finger lime.
Yeah.
Yeah, and later on
I
they
do like
go
oysters.
and have some time in the hot tub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In his sister-in-law's hot tub, man, here on the farm.
I like these two because he's asking the right questions. You know, we've seen in seasons past where someone doesn't want to leave their career behind in a certain city. So he's like, look, I know singing's big for you. You're a country singer. You're in Nashville. Like, are you able to leave? Like, is that going to be an issue? And she's like, no, it's not.
Yeah, didn't seem to be much of an issue, and she's beautiful, and I really like the way these two are clicking.
He was like, I mean, I'm not asking you to give up singing, just would you be willing to move here? And she was like, yeah, I can sing from here.
Now later on they put the girls to work, and he has them like pick avocados and even like challenges them, but like she's seeming a little bit jealous during this
Yeah,
challenge.
she did. Well, we noticed that in some of the other girls too that we'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, and then what was that girl's name? Tore it up, man. She had a huge ass bag of avocados. I was like, damn, that girl was good. That girl was getting to work.
Yeah, I mean he even points it out to everybody. So
Felt ashamed.
He's like, nobody ever gets that much. Like,
Yeah.
we pay people for this.
Well, the Halleh chick first found like the biggest one, right? And he's like, yeah, it's a pretty big avocado. But then this other chick brings this damn bag that's like, yeah,
More though.
that's right.
yeah, so this is probably like the easiest challenge for the women compared to the rest, right?
Yeah,
or
right.
or putting them to work.
Yeah, exactly.
I like avocado too. So like,
But
I like the avocado farm. I like you got the beach that you can see right off.
It's a beautiful farm.
Yeah,
it
it
is.
really is, and I like it. We didn't really get to see inside his place too much, but I like that. It's like almost like a container home kind of thing. Yeah, I really like it.
Nice looking. Well, and the cool thing about this challenge, I think, too, from previous seasons, it seems like it was just kind of set up for like 2 seconds worth of doing something. Where this one, like we said, she got a whole big ass bag of avocados. They were out there working for a while, right? Whereas previous seasons seemed like they might have been out there for 5 minutes just to film the freaking scene, and that was it. So I kind of like that one this season.
Yeah.
There's no shoveling poo though.
Not in this
Not
house.
this house.
Maybe a little bit of that. So not on this farm.
That's what I'm saying. Not on this farm. Like, so that another appeal to this farm here.
And you're about horse poo. That's right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess there's no animals. It's actual farming, so that's probably a plus there.
Yeah, avocado, soybean, and something else. I think they said, right? So
Exotic fruits, like finger lime.
So let's talk about Jay and Grace.
yeah. I like
How's that
yeah.
going for them? They
I
go
like
to a
to-
football game.
Yeah, that was cool. He took her to a high school football game, right? And he's like, I had number one. That was me over there.
Yeah.
She was like, all right. And he get to bust out that jersey for her. But, dude, she's just a sweetheart, man. I really like these two together. They're just both really, really good, young people. And just they seem like they both got good hearts. And I'm rooting for these two, man. I'm like, for me, it's like, you know what, Jay, that's your girl right there, man. You just send the rest of them home.
Dang.
Yeah, and they have a picnic on the field. He gives her a jersey, and he gets a kiss.
They did.
Yeah, well, he had to he couldn't throw the ball as far as she could, so that he could.
Apparently.
He let her win that one.
And he brings the girls on, and they have to feed the animals. So, and then we still have Julia, who keeps questioning kind of life on the farm, and he's noticing this though. So
He questions it too. He's like, look, I can tell Julia's not really feeling at home here. So
Yeah.
yeah, I thought it went well with him and Grace. Like I said, they kissed, so I think it was a pretty successful date, and I like those two.
Well, then that other girl, what was her name? She was doing a good job feeding the cattle, right? So, he was kind of
The
noticing
other
that.
girls, I don't think really are digging her too much.
Yeah.
I think there might be
Yeah.
a little. She's got too much energy for them.
Yeah, so I think Julia's days might be numbered, but we will see. But talking about John and Samantha, and this one's kind of interesting.
Yeah. And you see a little bit softer side of her. You didn't get my take on this one on episode 1. I really didn't like her in episode 1. Like, my opinion on like this like hostile flirting is like you're establishing that early on in your relationship, and that's just how the dynamic you create between each other. So it's hard to move into a romantic or like just a softer type of relationship when you establish it that way.
Yeah, but in this episode, he's like, she's an angry flirter, and I like that.
Yeah,
That was me too, right? So he was
that's
digging
his
it.
thing.
He was
so.
digging it.
So they go four-wheeling to have a picnic, but I think the issue kind of here too is she seems kind of like an alpha person, and the question is, what kind of person is he,
Right. And I don't think we've probably figured that out yet, right? So.
Yeah. I mean, the not kissing on camera, that was her thing. Like
Well, she's big on loyalty, and she
Yeah.
brings that up first, and then they have
He
a
asked good
moment.
question, and then he asked a good question.
He asked
like,
a lot
why
of
are you
great
here?
questions.
He's like, wait a minute, if you're like that, and you don't want to, she like, I don't want to see a man with a bunch of other women. He's like, then why are you on this show? And she was like, I don't know.
yeah. I like that she was honest about that. She wasn't like her hard like self of like kind of on a front with that. She was like, I really don't know why I chose
But they
him.
have a moment, and it seems like the right moment. He goes in for the
beautiful
kiss, and he
moment.
kind of gets choked.
Well, and the thing is,
from
she grabs
completely.
him like she's gonna kiss him too, and they were just like, "Arr!" You're like, whoa.
I actually was like rooting for her. I was like smiling. I was like, oh no. And then
That was crazy, man. And then it was like she was kind of choking him a little bit.
Yeah.
like,
I mean, it was kind of awkward, but I kind of get her rationale, honestly,
To an
because
extent, yeah.
she doesn't want to kiss on camera because whoever she ends up, that's going to be out there forever, and I don't think she wants that to be.
Yeah, but the thing is, does he kiss somebody else on camera? And
Yeah.
if so, is she gonna get pissed off?
See,
It's
that's
like,
what I wonder.
Yeah.
When that moment happens, how does
Exactly.
she react to that? Because he's going to do it.
I need to know, can someone do a social media deep dive? Are there videos of her out there making out with other people, partying?
Right, yeah,
Like,
right.
How true is this? Because, I don't know. It's nice to think
'cause
that
when-
it
when-
would be a genuine thought, but
Right, and when the other woman gets to the farm and he starts kind of hanging out with him, you can see a little jealous looks on her face when he's talking to the other
Yeah.
girls and stuff. So
yeah.
And I think she has that thing to fall back. Like, remember, I told you loyalty is big. Like, well, you're on a dating show,
exactly, yeah.
So I don't know. I think this is kind of like set up for disaster.
Yeah.
So
Well, there's one in every season of
That's
every
true.
dating show.
Exactly.
I mean, otherwise, I kind of like her. Maybe if it was just like a one-on-one on the street, it could have a chance. But I don't think it has a chance on a show like
No,
this.
probably not with her attitude for sure.
Yeah. So he brings the women on, and they pick weeds from the farm.
Yeah, this is the soybean. I said the other one was soybean. This is the soybean one, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, and they're like, "What do we know? How do we know what soybean looks like?" And it's like, well, just look at all the shit.
Yeah, look at all the stuff out here. But
You know what's funny though? We didn't touch on when they pulled up to that farm. That I think that's when you get a softer side of Samantha when she realizes, like, that is a beautiful farm,
Oh, it
beautiful
is.
house,
Yeah.
beautiful little guest house that he's living in. Like,
Parents have.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, and I think the other girls see that too.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
It's a big, beautiful farm. So, but moving on to Colton and Bailey.
These two are just makeout session, left
Yeah.
and right, man, like every 2 seconds.
And they go horseback riding, kind of cool. She seems very familiar with horses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't try to like make out with her while riding the horse somehow. All he wants to do is make out with this girl.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Picnic on the creek, and they're trading a horseshoe for another
Another
kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like,
She could have got that kiss for free. She could have got the horseshoe and the. She did. It's
Or he could have got the kiss for free because he was
Yeah.
trading it, you know.
Yeah.
And then the ladies pull up and they see them holding hands, and then they ask her if they kissed, and of course they've kissed multiple times at this point. So
And
I mean,
we see Taylar kind of like, I didn't like the idea that they were holding hands right off the bat.
yeah,
You know,
and he's shooting her like all kinds of looks as the other
Oh, yeah,
girls
he is.
are working, like shoveling out the barn or whatever. So
Yeah. I mean, I think that in this scenario, like with the other one, I think this is like just send everybody else home.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
I think he chose.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. Does he make out with all the other girls the same way he's making out with Bailee?
When we talked about, you know, nobody shovel horse poo yet. Well, this is the one they did, right? So they're in there
Right.
shoveling the horse poo, and he's like, or you can just pick it up with your hands and toss it out. And freaking, Kelsey, is that the redhead's name? She was like, all right, why not? You know,
Yeah.
she's tossing out, so they're getting into it.
yeah, he finds a little pull-up station, makeshift pull-up station, has them do pull-ups.
He's
You
like,
know,
which one of you can do this? And then
right.
Taylor was just like, I am gonna go somewhere else. I don't think Taylor can do a pull up.
most women I don't think can,
Oh,
honestly.
I mean, I can't, so no judgment. But
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I think this might be one of those love at first sight. We saw two girls, like, it seemed pretty early that, you know, that they fell in love rather early. I think this might be the one here.
Oh, yeah. And this is like last season with what was it, last season? They were
Taylor
together.
was one of them.
Yeah, and then, not Kel, what was her name? Not Kel, damn. The younger guy and his girl, man. She was a construction worker girl. They still post their videos all the time on Facebook and
I
stuff.
think that's Taylor. Right?
No, that ain't
No,
Taylor.
no, Taylor's the
No, that's
one.
Taylor and Nathan. That's Taylor and Nathan. I'm talking about the other two.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
what you're talking about.
God, all the names.
Sydney.
Yeah,
Sydney,
Sydney. There you
Yeah,
go.
Sydney,
We pulled it.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, we called that with those two last season too, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and he does pull Taylor to the side, but that conversation seems pretty forced.
Dude, it's
She
weird.
somehow thinks it's going well, but it doesn't look to be going well.
She thought the conversation by the horse
It
was
was
going
going
well.
well, yeah.
And
When he
I
did
mean,
not.
I don't know what the editing, if that, like what part the editing played, but you know, he says after the fact that it didn't really go that well. And she was like, oh my gosh, we connected on so much levels. Like, I'm like, you guys were in two different conversations.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because he was totally not feeling it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's making out with one girl, and the conversation's hard with another, and then they get informed, like, you can send one home. You don't have to, but you can.
Right.
So,
So he pulls her aside, like he's going to, like, you know, tell, and then she just starts talking about how great their connection is and how happy she is to be there with him. He's like, ooh.
He's like, yeah.
I was wondering, I was like, I mean, all the other farmers declare they're not sending anyone home.
Yeah, oh, he's gonna send her.
Oh, yeah.
And
we saw
then you
this a
think,
mile away.
hey, he's going to send her home, but she does start that conversation off like, hey, we've had it great. So I was like, man, is he going to recalculate this and be like, give her another like
Right, exactly.
chance? But you know, of course, the show cuts off. I can't believe they cut it off like after this episode.
Believe it.
Yeah. I think he is going to send her home probably though.
Yeah.
So I'd be surprised if he didn't.
I mean, if there's an opportunity, I think. I mean, probably Julia probably should have gone home,
should've.
Yeah.
and her probably. So,
exactly.
and if not, it's next week.
Well, we've seen this in seasons past too, where farmers are kind of afraid to send people home in the first, you know, because it's not like other dating shows where it's like, okay, you have to send X amount of people home. It's like you can send people home, or you can keep them all here.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what's kind of interesting about this
yeah.
one.
You know, in this first go round, you know, they've only been there for a day or two,
Right.
so it's like, okay, I can understand letting them all stay, right? But in this situation where he clearly doesn't feel it with Taylor, it's like, then just get rid of her. You might as well, right?
And then that's probably his thought process.
Exactly.
I mean, there's some of the girls, as soon as they hear news that someone's going home, they start like getting emotional. Kaylee's really emotional.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then he was like, you know, I really like that Kaylee opened up to me and all that. So that kind of worked out in her favor, I think, you know.
Yeah, maybe. And it's kind of interesting, like what happens to get the farmers' attention, because we've known and talked to other people, like it's hard because there's 5 women and they're all vying for any time whatsoever, you know, and it's sometimes few and far between.
Right?
Yeah, and I think what we've been told is, yeah, they're on the farm, but they only actually get like 2 or 3 hours with them each day.
Yeah.
Now, I do wonder about Colton's farm, too, because his house looked kind of small for
yeah.
5
Well,
women
you
and
can
him
see-
living in
You
it.
can see he's staying out in that trailer, you know. So he's got the trailer outside he's staying in, so
Yeah, and they got bunk beds in there and stuff, so that's pretty close quarters for these
no
ladies.
doubt, for sure.
So, I mean, some of the other ones got a little good. So it's not all created equal
Right,
here.
so in this case, it's probably...
That's what I'm saying. Like, these farms are different, the living
Yeah,
quarters
well,
are different. Like,
So in this case, it's probably good for Colton to send one of them home, you know, so make a little more space for the
I'm
others.
kind of interested in it because I imagine each of these women like have pretty different experiences on different farms and stuff.
sure.
And that's probably the same for every season. But like, I mean, his house is really small compared to some of the, I mean, some other ones have hot tubs going on and all kinds of stuff.
Do you
so.
think that makes a difference? Do you think, like, at this point, when you walk onto a farm that has, like, a very small house, you know, he's got the trailer out there or whatever, versus, like, this big, beautiful farm in California or
Right.
Kansas City with this, like, mansion, like, estate on it, like, does that impact how you're going to feel about that person? It's like, you know, there is a superficialness to this, right? Like, when you start dating somebody or you're seeing somebody out and about and you see them get in a Corolla versus you see someone getting in a Porsche, you're like, I want the guy in the Porsche, you know?
Yeah, I think it does have an impact. But the thing is, Colton, that's his place at the same time. So, you know.
Yeah.
He ain't living in mom and
Right.
dad's house.
He's not
or
relying
his
on anyone else, at
sister-in-law's
least
house.
from what we
Yeah,
can
exactly.
see. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
True.
But yeah, I thought it was a pretty decent episode. I'm liking these first dates, and I can see some people clicking, and you can see some people not clicking. So yeah. And then next week they bring in the friends, and you know,
Yeah, we'll see how
that
goes,
can impact
man.
things quite a
You
bit
saw,
as well.
You saw
So-
the one where that one dude was like, "She is not the girl for you." So I'm like, "Ooh, damn, who's he talking
Is
about?"
he
you know?
thinking she's
So-
the girl for him though? Because you know, in seasons
Right.
past, the friends have
Right.
dated. Like I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
there was
that's
the one
happened, yeah.
farmer who ended up dating one of the girls, or
You
his
know,
friend
you
did.
need to send her my way, bro.
She's not for you, but keep her number.
Yeah. So did anyone or anything stand out?
Not this. I mean, aside from Taylar and like knowing damn well that they're not suited for each other, and Julia probably at the same time. Nah, I mean, this is just one of those, just the initial kind of all them getting to know each other, and you know, I'm just kind of, you know, waiting to see what's gonna happen in the next episode here.
I like the redhead though. I want to see more of her.
I
do
do
like
want.
redhead.
She's
I do like
so.
redhead.
She just. I don't know. Something
bumped her
about
head.
her. Yeah. Something about her just screams Disney princess to me.
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
Like, I just. I don't know. She's
Yeah, that's
beautiful.
true.
But Bailee. And who's her farmer?
What was it, Colton? I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bailee and Colton. This, like,
yeah.
just let's just close that book. Like that's happening.
Yeah, I think it's going
Yeah.
to take a lot to, you
Getting
know.
away from her,
Yeah,
from
exactly.
around, exactly.
Yeah, I think the other farmers they're probably gravitating towards one or two, but there's a chance to like wedge in there. But I think Bailey's pretty solid at this point.
Yeah, it sure seems like it. And one, and maybe the other girl too for Jay. You know, you see them; they were pretty tight. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, folks. That is episode 2 down. Not a lot of action yet, but we're starting to see some personalities here and kind of seeing which way these farmers might be swaying, at least a couple of them. Hey, as always, let us know what you guys thought about this episode. You know, what do you think about these girls? Who's maybe going home next week, you think? Obviously, not too many going home this week. Maybe one, we'll see. But as always, guys, we love doing this. We love talking to you. Hit that like and subscribe, and we will check you at our next review.